When most people ask me, what's the secret to the success of my garden? I tell them it's mulch. Now at this point, most people look at me a bit blankly because most people don't recognise that the real value, the real magic is mulch. Now, you can spend a lifetime studying mulch because it's a pretty big topic. What is the right type of mulch and which works best for the different types of plants? For me, I like to separate my garden into two broad types when it comes to mulching. First, you got your wild, tough native gardens, and then you got your more delicate but productive gardens as well. My native gardens are designed so that in time they can look after themselves, but in the first year or two I make sure they are surrounded by a good, rough, coarse mulch. Now I promise you that this stuff will survive even a relentless summer. It's kind of like a broad brim hat for your soil, and it's got a rough, coarse texture, so the rain and the irrigation is going to go through to the roots of your plants. And if we look up close, we can see it's chock-a-block with leaves and bark, so as they break down, they're going to release their nutrients into the soil. So you can kind of think of mulch like a good drip feed source for your plants. How awesome is this stuff? Soil protection, soil building, all in one. For my veggie beds and fruit trees, you can see I've gone for a completely different mulch. Here, where I want to make sure my plants are protected from the worst effects of the climate with shade cloth and windbreaks, I use a rich mulch like pea straw or lupin mulch. Now this stuff will not last under the blast furnace of my more open garden areas, but here, nurtured and screened, it breaks down, releasing heaps of goodies for my seriously ravenous veggie plants. In some areas where I want to change or where there's a risk of fire, I go for stone and gravel, and I just love the change in colour and texture that it gives me, and it's very effective at letting the water through into the soil, so it's a wonderful cover. But the real advantage is that it's never going to support sparks and embers, and that's really important in areas like this where there is some risk of fire. People often ask, is manure or lawn clippings a mulch? And I generally say no, because these are going to form an impenetrable layer to the rain and the irrigation, and the sun is going to cook, kill and fry all that biological life it contains. So save that super rich stuff for your compost heap or just incorporate it into your garden beds. So mulch really is the cornerstone of a great garden. Remember to keep it about 3 to 5 centimetres thick, and you top it up as you need to, and you'll be well on the way to having a wonderfully productive, climate resilient garden. Fantastic.